right, babies. It's that time again. Oh, yeah. Sorry I haven't seen you for a while. I've been in sort of a funk of some kind. So, getting back on the horse. Oh, yeah. And the way I'm getting back on the horse is jumping into a scriptural passage that's always been a blessing to me, and I came across it in, I believe it was the beginning of Galatians 2. Where Paul is saying that we are justified not because of our faith in Jesus, but because of the faith of Jesus. And I think that prepositional difference is a big distinction to make. Because otherwise, if we say we're justified because of our faith in Jesus, it kind of looks like we're the ones responsible for acting in a certain way that's gaining us acceptance. And if that were the case, then grace wouldn't be what characterizes our relationship with God. But for our justification to be because of the faith of Jesus, then it speaks more to a higher understanding of us being one with Him, and it's Him in us that is in operation that makes us successful. Oh yeah, baby. So that's what I'm focusing on. How about you? What's working for you? You have a Bible verse that works for you? Do you have a understanding of God's love that works for you? What's going on for you that's helping you get through the vicissitudes of life? I'd love to hear from you. So you think about that, right? It's the faith of Jesus that is our life and our access to God. And if you think about His life when He was on the earth, it was His faith that was causing the difficulty of traditional people to grasp what His message was. And it was His faith that was the evidence that the newly converted Jews and Gentiles who became Christians were influenced by. It was His faith that was the evidence that changed their lives. And so it is today. It's His faith operating in us that makes the difference. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. And I thought this would be a good place to focus on today because, like I said, I've been kind of in like a funk lately, just not feeling very motivated and not doing too much of anything. And I've had the experience enough that I know when I get like that, or I'm going to work and I need some kind of boost to get me moving, it always works for me to do something along the lines of what I'm describing here. Let the Lord's faith operate through me, instead of me being like, all right, I had a 3-day weekend, I'm going back to work, what can I do to keep myself, in check? And you sort of like come up with this checklist of things that you need to do when it's just as simple as what I'm saying. Give honor to God by submitting to His presence in us, and let Him, as much as possible, operate through us, so that it's the faith of Jesus that people are observing. Even if they can't, identify it, they should be able to identify something's different. Like I'm thinking, often when I go to work, I say hi to someone whose office is next to mine, and some of the time they'll be kind of negative, saying something, with some kind of sarcastic comment, and then I try to spin it positively, and they might not know that it's the faith of Jesus that I'm allowing to operate in me in that moment, but they definitely know it is. I'm not playing a part in, being sarcastic or being negative, as my first communication of the day. I mean, that's just not a good witness. I mean, it's not a good witness to do that even later in the day, right? But especially when you're trying to, start the day off on a good foot, you want to be the one to say something positive about, that it's good to be alive, it's good to be at work, it's, just something simple like that. So they might not notice that's the faith of Jesus, but as long as you know it, then you can look for an opportunity where you can actually say more about it, without being too didactic or too offensive or preachy or whatever. So look for those opportunities. In fact, I look for those opportunities as soon as I wake up, as soon as I get out of bed. I don't allow negativity to start my day. It's just why would I do that, right? Especially if we have the Lord in us, available, ready, willing, and able to do above and beyond what we're capable of thinking. Absolutely. We honor God by saying, yes, Lord, this is your day, sweetheart. Do with me what you will today. Help me be a light to those who are struggling. And thank you for all you've given us, that we could have these things that we ask in your name, because we know that has come to us this eternal life and relationship at great cost that you paid. And so we honor you and we thank you by laying ourselves down so that your life is seen in us right now in the power of your presence and eternal character. Oh yeah. Just like that, babies.